Hey friends, welcome to the Infologs YouTube channel. So currently we are running a C# video tutorials for beginners, the intermediate levels and for the expert levels, or we can say the advanced level. So in today's video we are going to talk about the default program that is created in Visual Studio 2019, and we'll explore the things of what it comes with the default program. So before that we are also talked in our previous video tutorial that we have did the introduction of C#, as well as we have also talked about the getting started with C# and environment setup, and yeah, the important one, the keywords as well. I hope you have done some basic practices on the keywords, and you know what is the keywords stands for. Okay, so on the top right corner you will see the different kind of playlist for the ASP.NET Core, C#, Blazor, and one website that is the Infologs.in, which has a lot of content, quality content, which you can use for learning the different programming languages. And if you have any queries, you can just let us know. We'll try to resolve that queries. So yeah, coming back to the article that is published on Infologs.in, that is number 4, default C# program. So here you'll see what is the default program, and here you'll see the some comment sections, comments. So before that, what is comment? You have to understand is what is comments, right? So let's understand it. So this is the default program. You won't see the comment section in the real project. So here we have identified and gives the information what is the particular statement will do. Okay, so here you can see the specific using statements, and there are a few we can say the libraries class are included by default in our project. So that are the .NET framework classes. Okay, so it's up to you guys what kind of framework you are using. So let's say currently there are two different categories. One is the .NET framework and the second is the .NET Core. Okay, so that is for the advanced level. So what you don't need to understand it right now, because we are just a very beginning stage, very early stage to understand all that stuff. Okay, so you just understand. So whenever we run any program, so we have to use some default libraries to run that program. Okay, so here we have a few default libraries. These are the .NET framework libraries. If you select .NET Core, there will be a few libraries out there default. Okay, and as when required, you can load it as per your requirements as usual. Okay, so here these are the libraries according to the requirements. We can load it, and then we have a namespace. Okay, in our previous video we have seen the namespace keywords, right? So here you can see this namespace. Now what is namespace? So in general way we can understand is as a section. Let's say I want to write a code for employee management. So what I'll do, I'll create a namespace called employee, and so whatever the things related to the employee will put that into the employee namespace. For example, what is the employee contains? Employee can contains the employee information, then its salary related information, then its personal information. Okay, all the stuff will wrap up into the employee details, let's say. And then we have a departments. Okay, so what we'll do, I'll create a different namespace for the department section, and then let's say we have a finance department. Okay, so under the department section we'll create a one more namespace with the finance, then sales. Okay, this way we can segregate all the sections. So whenever we want to use the in my project I wanted to use I want to get the employee details. So what I'll do, I'll make sure using employee details. Okay, and then let's say I wanted to use department, then using departments. Okay, so this can be designed in other way as well. For example, let's say I have a full library, and from that library I wanted to use the employee details, so I'll using employee details. And then I wanted to department, and then I'll go for, let's say I have a Infologs library. From Infologs I wanted to get employee details. So what I'll do, using Infologs dot employee details. So Infologs is my parent namespace and employee details is my child namespace. Okay, that means we can create a nested namespace as well. According to the architecture and according to the requirement, we can do all this stuff. Okay, let's do it in practical. Okay, so I'll create one more project in the same solution that we are carrying from the previous tutorial itself. So next, and here will default project. Okay, this is the default. As we are using the ASP.NET Core project, you will see only one namespace included in project. Okay, and as on required you can go ahead and use. So let's say I'll create a different personal namespace Infologs. Then again the namespace, employee details, and under that employee, let's say I'll create some classes, then interfaces, and then methods, whatever it is. Okay, and under this employee we'll have a departments. Okay, again I'll create a department related things here. So now let's say my project, this is our project. Okay, this is the default project and this is our library. Okay, now I wanted to use the employee details. So directly I can't use the employee details. So what I have to do is, so here we have to include using, see, we got the Infologs, then we have two different namespaces, that is departments and employee details. So currently I wanted to use employee details, or you can also go ahead and include the Infologs departments. So in this method, this is okay, so we can use all the features of this employee details and departments in our project. Okay, this is the simple. This is just for segregating your codes in such a way that you can understand, you can easily maintain that, and any third person or any third developer can understand it easily. So where I wanted to make changes, what kind of section, so it will be easy to maintain and understand. Okay, now let's come to the program section. Okay, this is already we talked about what is class. Okay, so basic things is, so whenever in object-oriented programming, as the C# is a high-level language, okay, so this is object-oriented programming language, so we have to follow some object-oriented concepts. So one of the concept is class, right? So what class contains and what is class is, in a general term, the class is, we can say, a simple collection of information in general terms. Okay, so there is a different definition, but here we are talking about the in general way. For example, let's I want to create a class, let's say a student, okay, or we can say just employee, as we have seen the example of namespaces. So let's say I wanted to create a class called employee. So what class contains, so what it has, so it has as we have created a class employee, so it contains employee related operations, informations, fields, properties, methods, functions, etc. So for example, let me give you an example. So we have a class called, let's create a class over here in our this employee detail namespace. So I'll create a class with a public access modifier because I wanted to use this class in my project. Okay, so this public class employee. So now what this class can contain? This class contains the variables, let's say public string name. Okay, so that means this is employee name. Then employee has address. Again, this has address, and again this has a mobile number, right? So mobile number can be like this, plus 91, and then whatever the 10-digit number is, it is, right? And then we can create a method as well. So method, or we can say the functions. So let's say function void. So currently you don't need to understand what is void and void. We'll talk about in the later videos. So currently get employee details. So what this method do will collect all the details of employee. So particular employee. So in that case we need an employee ID. So obviously there will be a employee ID. Okay, this way we can collect all the operations. Okay, what a class contains the employee related information, and whatever the operations related to employee will have to include in this class. Okay, this way we can again segregate all the stuffs related to the employee, then related to the department. So for the department we have a different class, maybe a interface different. Okay, so this is the way the segregations of class, then the interface. Okay, and then if we wanted to use this in our class, so you can just go ahead and use employee. And why this is using, because we have already included this infologs.employee details namespace, and this employee class is reside inside the infologs employee details namespace. Okay, if we remove this employee details namespace, then we can't access the employee. Okay, see, I don't get any IntelliSense. Okay, so here I would like to give you an the meaning of IntelliSense. So let's say I wanted to use the class called employee. Okay, so I have just, as soon as I type this, you will see this option, and here you can see using infologs.employee details, you will see the class. Okay, as soon as I click here, you will see the Visual Studio automatically adds this namespace in our namespace section, and now we can access that employee class. This is called IntelliSense. So Visual Studio provides a very good IntelliSense as per comparatively to other integrated development environment. Okay, different idea. This is my favorite one. Okay, so we talked about the program class, and now we have a method called main. So this is our main method. Main method in terms of whenever we run any program, any software, there will be a main method, and that will be the execution starting points. Okay, so let's say I am double clicking any exe, right? So as soon as you double click on exe, the starting point will be main. You can't change the name of main method. Okay, so that is static, you can't change it, right? So your program execution will be start from the main method. So yeah, and there is a parameter which contains a string array. So For now, just forget these things. So I don't want to mention this all string array and all that type, so just remove it. So yeah, you can't change the name of main. This is the important one. And whenever we run any program or we start this program, the execution start from the main method. That is always, and that is universal truth. Okay, so you have to keep in mind that whenever you run any program, the starting point will be the main method. Okay, so next thing is let's create a variable. As the declaration of variable, we know that how to declare. So first of all, we have to put the data type, and then the variable name called message. Let's talk about message, and then we have to put this message. Hey, this is my first program, first C# program. Okay, as this is a C#, so every statement will end by using the semicolon. And here what I'll do, I'll use console.writeLine. So what is console? The console is a predefined class which is reside into the system namespace. That's why I'm getting this. As soon as I remove the system, I'm not gonna see this console class. Okay, so console class has a default methods, lot of methods out there. So currently I wanted to write message on my console, so it is asking for the value, so value will be message. Okay, all of this information you can see we have IntelliSense, very good IntelliSense. That's why it's showing writes the specified, see the description, writes the specified string value followed by the current line terminator to the standard output stream. Right, so whatever we write in this message variable, that will print on the console. So what is console? Here you just hit the Control F5, you will see the console window. That is similar kind of command prompt. The currently project is getting built. Exactly, see, there will be the hello world message. Oops, why this hello world message is there? To see, oh, we have ran this keyword project. So default project, we need to make it as set as default. So this is our project default. Now as soon as I run this default project, it will get compiled and you'll see the output. See, hey, this is my first C# program. Right, press any key to continue to exit. So very simple. Right, I think you have understood, or if you follow this article, all the description whatever we talked about, that is available here. So the important one is the main is the method of program class, which is the entry point of the console application. Right, and there will be the string data type that we have created over here, and then we have a message variable in which we have stored the hello world, but in our program we have stored, hey, this is the first program message. You can do different message according to your requirements, or and then we have run this we have print that message using the console.writeLine method, which is provided by the C# by default. Right, and every statement is ended with a semicolon, as we have seen in our program. That is this. Okay, and for the compilation of this program, here you will see a small toolbar, and from that you just select your project. If you have a multiple project in a single solution, then you have to right click on the project and select the option set as default, set as starter project. So whenever you run this application, it will run your project. Okay, and if you want to run the default other project or temporarily, So you can go ahead and select the keyword project and then run it. So you will see the message from the keyword project. Okay, this is as simple as that. I hope you have understood the default project of C#. If you have any query or you want to read the detailed things about, you can go ahead on infologs.in and you'll watch this. Sorry, you can read all of this articles. So as soon as this video get published, you will see that video link just below this article, right? So it will be easy to you guys to understand the how we have implemented it, and if you want to get more details, you can read whole article as well. And yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this small tutorial on the default project of C#. So this is Abhishek Bidre signing out, and see you in the next video. In the next video, what we are going to do is very simple, the class. Okay, though we have talked about the employee class in this video, but we'll talk about more detailed in our upcoming video for the class. What is class? We'll understand it in our next video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.